Lincoln in Evans.
PGA, you can't handle the roof.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
More than 50 million people are expected to be stuck at the gate a little bit longer at the airport this weekend. We'll check in on how the potential storms across the country could delay flights in just a bit. But first, a sweltering start to the 4th of July weekend.
At 2 p.m. tomorrow, we could be talking about those heat index values getting back over 100 degrees. Don't forget that it can get very hot inside of your car. Be sure to check your back seats for kids and your furry friends. We'll talk more about the dangerous heat for your 4th of July holiday weekend coming up.
Stay hydrated, friends. Well, before the 4th of July comes around, some towns in Georgia are celebrating the holiday early. Our Sydney Hood is in Thompson now, just before the fun is about to get started there.
Most anyone you talk to will use any excuse to celebrate their birthday early. Well, it's no different when it comes to America's birthday. The festivities are already starting to pick up, leading to the big day. You can see here in Thompson, the grills are fired, flags are flying, and of course there is red, white, and blue at every corner. It's everything you need to have a good time while celebrating the true meaning of this day.
It's supposed to be a celebration, along with the Veterans Day and Memorial Day, and it's supposed to be celebrating America to be united and joined together.
Things are still getting set up for the big celebration out here. It all kicks off at 7:30 at the Thompson McDuffie Government Center. Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 11 o'clock, we're going to take you all over the area to where we've been today, see how folks are celebrating the 4th of July, hear from them why this day means so much more than a good time with good food. In Thompson, Sydney Hood, on your side.
Thanks for that, Sydney. Well, a record number of people are expected to travel for the long holiday weekend. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides reports on how they're getting to their destination.
Americans traveling for the long holiday weekend are mostly doing so by car. AAA projects nearly 51 million people will travel 50 miles or more to their destination. Dustin Frieder is driving from Texas to Colorado.
I looked at the prices. It would cost me over $2,000 to fly 4 people out there.
Those traveling by air are looking for independence from what was a disastrous week for air travel nationwide. Severe weather leading to 8,500 cancellations and some 50,000 delays. Roland Simmons was caught in the chaos.
Once my connecting flight got canceled, I knew I was going to beg at every town that I get to. I almost lost it. Actually, that last leg, I understood how people lose it on flights.
More than 4 million air travelers are projected this weekend, and the threat of severe weather hasn't gone away. Rounds of severe storms are expected in parts of the Midwest and East through the weekend. The National Weather Service is also warning of hot and dry conditions in the Southwest, with temperatures well into the triple digits. Overall, more than 80 million people are under heat alerts nationwide. Add to that, parts of the country continue to grapple with poor air quality from those wildfires in Canada. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
According to FlightAware, there are about 3,000 delays reported at U.S. airports today. Officials with GDOT say they're suspending all lane closures for those driving this weekend. Started last night for all state routes and the interstate. They do say some crews may still be working near the roads, so watch your speed and use some caution. This lasts until 5 a.m. on Wednesday, July 5th. Richmond County deputies need your help finding this man coming up on your screen in a bit. 40-year-old Alexander Collier, who investigators say is wanted for multiple counts: aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. It's for an incident that happened yesterday at 420 East Boundary Street in Augusta. He's considered armed and dangerous, and if you know where he is, call the sheriff's office with the number over at their office. Plus, Richmond County investigators are looking for this woman. They say 52-year-old Laura Taylor is accused of aggravated assault and exploitation of an elderly or disabled person. She's known to hang out near Prague Court and 12th Avenue. If you see her or have any information, call the sheriff's office.
It's time to play America's favorite jackpot game. This is Powerball. Good evening, America. I'm Laura Johnson. Tonight we have another life-changing jackpot for you. It's worth an estimated $502.4 million. So get those tickets out. Let's play. That first number up is 4. Followed by the number 49. Tonight we're going to meet Eric Garrison, who won $50,000 playing Powerball. Congratulations, Eric. Now for the rest of those numbers, we've got 61, 17, rounding it out with 35. Your Powerball number tonight, good luck everyone, is 8, and your Power Play multiplier is 2. Let's take a look at those numbers one last time. Remember, there are multiple ways to win. We'll see you back here Monday night. Good night, everyone.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, NBC 26 at 11.
3 more days to go until it's time to bring out the red, white, and blue. But 3 communities are celebrating sooner rather than later. We'll take a look at how organizers are helping families make more memories soon. But first, we're looking over downtown Augusta
Forecast.
Well, right now, some 4th of July fun just wrapped up in Thompson and South Augusta as they held celebrations around the same time for Georgia families. Our Sydney Hood is in Hephzibah tonight as they hosted their first ever fireworks extravaganza.
There is something about food, fireworks, and music that just brings people together, but there is more to it bringing the folks in this tight-knit community out here.
What's going on in my neighborhood?
A little music,
fun,
and a lot of fun.
The American flag. God bless America.
Though no one is having quite as much fun as 9-year-old Hadelin.
It's my favorite holiday.
What's not to love between the music, food, and people?
It's everybody. It's not just one culture. It's everybody coming together to have a good time.
While decked out in red, white, and blue, of course.
I love getting dressed up in red, white, and blue. It's one of my favorite things.
A color trio that just means more.
About independence, having a good time, enjoying each other, learning from each other.
There's a lesson to be taught here for all ages.
His dad was in the Army, and that's another reason I like celebrating the 4th of July.
The festivities are just getting started in our area, so if you missed the fireworks tonight, Augusta and Evans have you covered on Tuesday. In Hephzibah, Sydney Hood, on your side.
We're hearing around 100 people were out at Hephzibah's celebration tonight, even more in Thompson, and it should only get bigger as we get closer to the 4th. Thanks for that, Sydney. Now over to
PGA, you can't handle the roof. From our family to yours, have a happy and safe 4th of July.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Well, it's almost time to hit the basketball courts in North Augusta. We'll check in to see who's coming into town for one of the most long-standing tournaments for high school basketball in a moment. But first,
we'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast.
First thing, shots rang out during a Baltimore block party earlier this morning. Officers say 2 are dead and 28 others are injured, 3 of whom are in critical condition. Alexis Davila tells us where people are being treated and how the community is reacting to this tragedy.
Police say at least 30 people were injured after shots were fired at a block party on the 800 block on Wrdw Court. Multiple 911 calls came in around 12:30 Sunday morning, and police found several victims with gunshot wounds. 2 people are dead and 3 are critically injured.
We located 1 female adult deceased on the scene. 9 additional victims were transported from the location to area hospitals.
The University of Maryland Medical System says they treated 12 people in their shock trauma center. 4 people were also treated at the pediatric emergency department. Some people woke up this morning to the news of the tragedy and were nearly speechless.
Close to him, yeah, crazy. It's crazy, it's just getting worse and worse. Yeah. Doesn't make no sense. Yeah.
Mayor Brandon Scott says the city will not rest until the victims' families are brought to justice.
This was the reckless, cowardly act that happened here and that has permanently altered many lives and cost 2 people their lives.
As community members send their thoughts and prayers, they feel the city is unsafe.
It's getting worse and worse in Baltimore. They need to, I don't know how they're going to fix it, but they need to fix it.
No arrests have been made yet, but police are working to determine a suspect.
We will not stop until we find you, and we will find you. Until then, I hope with every single breath that you take, that you think about the lives that you took, and you think about the lives that you impacted here tonight.
Reporting, I'm Alexis Davila for CBS News Baltimore.
Authorities are reviewing security footage video to identify possible suspects. For anyone with information, they're asking neighbors to call the police department in their area. Also happening today, officers from Kansas found a suspect in connection to an early morning shooting at a nightclub. So far, 7 people got shot and more trampled when the gunman fired into the club after a disturbance. Officials say at least 4 guns went off during the shooting, and they seized 4 more. They're bringing in other agencies to help in this investigation.
Alcohol and firearms do not mix. There's going to be an intensive investigation. We're going to find out how firearms got into this club and who is responsible for bringing them in there. And we're, as I've said before in other similar incidents, the resources of the Wichita Police Department, Sedgwick County Sheriff's Department, and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation are going to join to make sure that we leave no stone unturned.
Authorities won't release the name of the suspect because they're still talking to witnesses. They say the victims' ages are between 21 to 34 years old. And officers from North Myrtle Beach say at least 1 person is dead after a plane crash happened not long after taking off this morning. The Federal Aviation Administration says there were 4 people on board, but no updates yet on the other 3 people's conditions. Officers say 1 person was taken to the hospital. Black smoke can be seen floating towards the skies. Fire crews found the plane engulfed in flames. They quickly put the fire out, but the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating. And although the 27th EYBL Peach Jam basketball tournament hasn't officially started yet, some of the teams are walking into the Riverview Park Center to check in, practice, and play a few games. Our Sydney Hood is there now with some excited players ready to compete.
The players are checking in, but they're not checking out. It is all heads in the game here. Tomorrow kicks off the week these players wait their entire lives for. It's the best of the best youth basketball players from across the country. Some are regulars on the court, others first-timers. No matter your position, it's guaranteed to be a real slam dunk of a week.
This whole week, we've been practicing twice a day. It's been a lot, but you know, we got through it. I mean, we're ready.
And the countdown to tomorrow is officially in high gear. Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 11 o'clock, we'll hear from players on why this week means more than just playing the game. At Peach Jam, Sydney Hood, on your side.
At Sydney Hood, now we're moving
from the station that's on your side. This is News 12, NBC 26 at 11.
It's almost time to hit the basketball courts in North Augusta, and we'll check in to see who's coming into town for one of the most long-standing tournaments for high school basketball in just a moment. But first, we got a heat advisory in effect for all our Georgia and
90s, upper 90s, so definitely a warm to hot feel. Once again, heading through your Monday evening, and then we'll do it all again as we head towards Tuesday. Not really until the end of the week do we start to see those heat index values come down, and those rainfall chances also do take a bump up at the same time. We'll take a close look at that coming up in your full forecast.
A little bit higher on the East Coast, a manhunt is underway in Baltimore, Maryland, as authorities search for the gunman responsible in the latest mass shooting. It happened at a block party earlier this morning, and as Scott McFarland checks in with the community, he finds a holiday weekend full of traditions turned into tragedy.
At a 4th of July weekend block party, at first the gunshots were mistaken for holiday fireworks.
This is a multi-generational event. You had young people, you had older folks, you had folks middle-aged like myself.
Another shooting at 8:05 Redner Court, call says the sister was shot.
Witnesses describe a sea of bullets after midnight of what began as a family night of fun. At least 30 people shot, an 18-year-old woman and a 20-year-old man killed. And a night later, the search for suspects is still underway. Authorities say they're looking for multiple shooters.
We know for sure there is definitely more than one. We don't know exactly how many, but we do know more than one person was shooting.
This was a reckless, cowardly act of violence that has taken 2 lives and altered many, many more. And as I said earlier, we will find those who are responsible, and we will not stop until we do so.
And I think she got shot in her leg.
Laquelle Nelson told CBS News she helped race one of the victims to the hospital.
And I just kept telling her, baby, just breathe slowly, just breathing it out, just breathing it out. I'm going to get you there. I'm going to get you there.
City police records show this was the 310th shooting so far this year in Baltimore, and one that has staggered a city at the start of what was supposed to be a week of celebrations.
It's crazy, just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Doesn't make no sense.
Of the 28 people injured, some are kids as young as 13 years old, and authorities did not share the names yet of those 2 people who died. Well, tomorrow officially kicks off this year's Nike EYBL Peach Jam on the lighter side, which is over at Riverview Park. The teams, both local and from across the country, came to check in this afternoon. Our Sydney Hood is in the studio tonight. And Sydney, how excited are the players to get on the court?
Craig, it's the week so many players wait their entire lives for. Some are regulars on the court, others first-timers, but no matter your position, it's guaranteed to be a real slam dunk of a week. The countdown is on for the game of a lifetime.
This whole week, we've been practicing twice a day. It's been a lot, but you know, just we got through it and we're ready. It's our first time being out here, so we're trying to give it our all.
So let the games begin.
The crowd was in it. Everybody is a hype.
And the energy here is unmatched.
An unreal moment knowing that it's my last year. You know, playing AAU since I was in elementary school, coming up as a kid, so it kind of like, it's still hitting me a little bit. I don't think it's going to hit me to my last game, really.
Now is the time to soak in every play.
Coach has already been telling us prepare since we got on the flight. Just lock in, have your mental ready.
Ready to give it all you got.
Cool to know we're going to be playing where we used to watch people.
It's a blessing, you know, because not everybody gets a chance to do this, what we're doing right now. So I just thankful for everything I got.
Now, today was just a playing day for some teams. There were some tiebreaker games played today to see who would advance into the week. It all officially kicks off tomorrow morning at 9.
Exciting stuff there. Thanks, Sydney. To Myrtle Beach now, where a person is dead after a plane crash this morning. North